Okay, we start this session. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you for joining this session and welcome again after you have a break for the holidays, and now we join the next session on the computer science philosophy class. Yeah, so. Before we start, I would like to give a thanks for students that already submit the submission of the last submission about the conversation and activity with your family or related, yeah, and then you discuss something about the IT. And I already watched the submission, and I'm very impressed with what you do. It's very natural. You can have some natural conversation, and you explain in the good manners. um, I would like not to I know I would not to share the video with you, but because I very respect with the student that submit, but the link is closed, not for public, so I think that the mention is the material is not for publicable, yeah, but one of you is also publish the link in the YouTube, so everyone can see about the video. So, but it's okay. I still read not yet the video because it's very important for me to see how you as a human, as a student, as maybe as children, yeah, of your parents, to say something with your own perspective, because this is that's why I can assess what exactly what how you think about the computer science, and what your deep insight about the computer science that then you can discuss with your parents and relatives. Yeah, so it's good, and I'm very thank you for that submission. Yeah, so for today, let me to continue first about our discussion. So basically today we will discuss a lot about some of uh, the new directions. Yeah, so when we take we will discuss about the cognitive era. Yeah, so I will bring you to discussion about why now we discuss a lot about the cognition of the cognitive. Yeah, of course the point of view is still on the computer philosophy, but I will try to relate it with the current issue, especially in industry and business, where the industry and business goes to the cognitive era. Yeah, so I think me and also you is already agree that one of the frontiers of the computer science development in the future is go to the human-based thinking, yeah, that which is we call the cognitive. Yeah. So we will involve a lot of things on the cognitive that we want to try to discuss, and then let's see. This is will be also the basic or the baseline why now we go to the artificial intelligence era, and then also why in every aspect of our daily life now we also involving the computer side, yeah, computer system side or computer programming, and also the algorithms. So that's why in several studies or some several movement we we can see, let's say, the open source initiative, and also the intelligent environment initiative in our government. We also have the smart city movement and so on. Is one of the philosophy is also bringing the cognitive in this every initiative that can impact a lot, yeah, and then bring benefit to all the parties that involved in that activities. So let me to share with you. I have one of the presentation from the IBM actually when I joined the session in there, and then I think that will be good for you to learn with these materials, yeah. And then we will try to discuss, and we will think we try to see what exactly the importance of this material related with our study in the computer philosophy. Yeah. So actually wait a minute. Okay. Uh, the presentation is have a title in the digital intelligence that meet the digital business. Yeah. So this is about the early discussion on the cognitive science and cognitive era. Yeah, especially in technologies. Yeah. So in here we can see that there is some formula that is formulated by a lot of people in the IBM and also in the world, I think today, yeah, where when we have this word where code goes and where data flows, cognition will follow. So that will be a very important word, I think, yeah, that we need to discuss. Yeah. So what the importance of this, of this word, yeah, for us, yeah. Let me to present in the good manner. So I think I will try to, yeah. So I think this will be better, yeah. Okay. So why we need to understand where code goes, yeah, and where data flows and cognition will follow. So when we think about this, this word or this sentence, we will try to think. So the start is where we build some application, which is inside the application we have the algorithms, and inside the algorithm we have a code that we try to write in the efficient and effective way. For example, to solve some problems. So in that time, actually, we try to implement the how we work or how we do the activity in daily activities into the applications. So let's say when we see like the phenomenon of the Gojek, for example. Now they go through with the Tokopedia, for example, and they already declared that all the matters in the daily activity they will provide, and then they will bring into the technologies. So in that time, actually, when we learn about it, I think the philosophy is very deep, yeah, because they try to involving the technology not only just as tools but also in the way of life, yeah. So we will do we will use the technologies in many form to flowing the way of our life, yeah. So that will be the important things, yeah. When I see your session, your podcast session as last submission or last assignment for you, it's very interesting when you discuss with your parent, I think, and then your parent asks about what the benefit of AI for your father, for example, and your father very curious about it, and then he tried to understand about how if we do some, buy some food from the restaurant, buy some coffee in the coffee shop, and go to some place, and it will change the entire of life of the, of the of the life, and then it will be help the people to do the activity or to enjoy their life in efficient way, yeah. So that will be where the code goes, yeah. So when we relate it with the technology itself, for example, when we understand as computer science students, yeah, you already know that the programming language have a wide variety, yeah, from the from the I call like in the first line of the algorithms, let's say we understand about the structural programming, and then go to the object-oriented programming, and then now we also have the another style of the programming language. So actually, the philosophy inside the programming language is to accommodate the need, how the code is generated or built or write to support the need of the daily activities, actually, yeah. So that's why we need Golang now, yeah. If you already know about Golang, yeah, for example, yeah, if we know Golang, so the power of Golang is very good for for develop and run the application that can have a better on the citizen and so on. So in this case, that I think we all will agree that when we generate a code, it's not only just build the application, but we try to develop how the way of life, the way of the interaction, the way of communication, and also the way of how we deal with some issue, yeah, in the real world, yeah. And the next is where we have a code. Actually, we only not only just moving the information, moving the people, but also will be moving the data. Yeah, so that will be also the challenge of us. Yeah, when we have this issue. So you can imagine it is not only just in 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 the house, or it's like just channeling or flowing the electricity, but also how to fit the tools and also the device that need to supply with the electricity can work well and then have a benefit to all of us. Yeah, so that's the thing of the data and flow. And in the end, after when the code and data flows and then bring in the some point, that will be built the cognition. So in here you can see that the cognition is not only just about the human interest or human sense, but also about the human sense and human interest, but that built in the line of code where the data will be flows. Yeah, so that will be the nice one. So when we see this issue, actually, we can now confer on every digitized object, yeah, product, process, and service, kind of thinking ability. Yeah, so that's we can see that when the all the device, all the item subjects that, for example, is used for industrial activity organization is and uh, when the data is Okay, sorry, down now the Alexa. So I need to change into the tethering. So that's okay. I will continue my presentation, but wait, I will check my presentation. Wait a minute. Okay, so I only can use my screen now. Okay. Okay. Hopefully you can see my screen, yeah, my presentation. So I already explained to you. So in yours, when we discuss about the object or the cognition era, so the number one issue is when data is the will be the transforming the industry and professions. Yeah. So I think we already agree with this issue. Yeah. So that's why we now have a new landscape of the industries, and we also have found the new professions that related with the data. So it will be transform all the things. Yeah. So I think we already agree with this one. So in here, what I want to say is when you see this one, so that's why now we have a data science subjects here or course, or in another side, data science is become a science here. So one of the major science now, and very interesting major actually. So that's how the work of the science, the cognition scheme. Yeah. So in maybe in the past 10 or 20 years before today, we still not have some clue how the data will be transformed a lot of things in the world. Yeah. So and will become the major science today. So because of the use of data now become massive, and the use is can be used for many subject and many purpose in that time, and the data came up with the capability and the power to transforming industries. Yeah, it's not only just the industries itself actually, but in that what the mean of industries is about the way how we produce some things, how we can interact and then do some collaboration and also another things. Yeah, I think it's happened also in our journey in the academics. Yeah, we also have the same issue. The data will be transforming all things. Yeah, and the next one is the second is the world is being reinvented in code. Yeah, so it is very I think it's very related with us because the computer philosophy will try to find out what the computer science do in the changing the world, yeah, into the better world, of course. Yeah, so reinvented in the code in the world is now become one of the one of the major issue. Yeah, because all the solution, for example, all of the consideration in the world and also in the universe now try to solve by using the
Excuse me, sir. We can hear your voice. We cannot hear your voice.
Your mic is not muted, but we cannot hear your voice.
Okay, tes. Not yet. Tes.
Yeah, we can hear you. Thank you.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, tes. Do you hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear
Okay.
your voice.
Tes.
Yes, yes, sir.
Tes.
Yeah, we can, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry for the trouble. So I will try to close again in the cognitive era discussion. Yeah. So wait a minute. Okay, so hopefully you now see my screen. Yeah. So this is the three things. Yeah, that now become the major and also the major discussion in computer philosophy about the cognitive era. Yeah. This is about the data and also about the code, this is about the algorithm and so on, and also the cognitive or humanized systems. Yeah. So we will not discuss more about how the technology can support this because this will be the another measures, but we will discuss about the philosophy behind on it. So the purpose of we discuss this is like we will go to we will enter you, yeah, and we will give you some clue how we think in the cognitive era actually is here, because cognitive is not only just implement the artificial intelligence, yeah, which is AI, machine learning, deep learning, and so on. Yeah, even it is one of the important component. But the most important thing is about how we think in the cognitive eras. Yeah. So I will go to the next to the next. Yeah. So our discussion first is about the data. Why data can transforming industries and professions. Yeah. So we need to see what exactly happened in these industries. Yeah. So what we need to consider as computer science philosophy is data will always flows from every devices. Yeah. So I think we agree that well. So in the philosophy of it is actually when we think every device, it means the device that already have the capability to transmit the data or gather the data, and also maybe the device that not already can transmit the data, but when we add some component, it will have the capability to transmit the data. So it means there is no possibilities, there is no impossible for every device in this world can generate the data. All the things can be generate the data. So that will be the philosophy of it. So when you remember about this theory, actually this is like, revise the assumption that one of the science that cannot be cannot discoverables in the new in the new idea or new innovation. We can reflect it with this clue that we can see that data can be from every devices. So it's mean we will have an opportunity to come up with the new knowledge and new innovation and also new idea how to bring all devices, all the living things in the world can transmit the data. I give you some clue, yeah. So maybe about 6 years ago, I joined a conference in Sydney or Melbourne. I forget. So one of the paper of the presenter present to me that the research that how they want to transmit the voice of the sound of birds in the jungle can be transmitted into the device, and then we can classify what type of bird that's still alive in the jungles. And in the end, we can calculate how much the population of the bird and so on. So what the interesting one? The scientists not think about how we can implement or embed some sensor in every bird, yeah. But what the clue is, he just plug in the smartphone, not smartphone actually, just phone, not smart yet, yeah. But at least they have the data communications. And what he do is he tried to make the phone as a speakers that can be transmit the voice of bird directly to the server, and then will be recorded all the sound that captured by the phone, and then the algorithm will play some rules to classify the sound, and then that's it. He will have some calculation about the population, etc. So in here, what we can see that this is how the science works there. We not just stop when we only have these devices to develop, but we can go to the another things, maybe another component that not yet thinking by another researchers to do something to support the idea how to transmit the voice of bird into the server, for example. So it's also it's now happened. So actually, when we see this one, actually this is not unique yet, because let's say when we have some object in the sea, in the deep sea, for example. So to find out to recognize the things, so we're using the sonar. Yeah, it's mean the wave of sound to capture what are the object in the deep sea, for example. So that would be the nice one. And then the nice one is actually not only about the every devices, but we also do this one, replacing guessing. Yeah. So this is like how we try to avoid uncertainty. And then another side that we have some precise information. Yeah. So this will be the nice one. So now that you need to realize, and also need to realize as computer science lecturers, scientists, and also you as students, that you need to realize that most of the data in the world is unstructured. Yeah. So we cannot divine, or we cannot divine in the first stage about the data structure and etc. But we need to face that the data will be unstructured. Yeah. So that's why the challenge of computer science is not only just store the data, but also how we capture the data that this will be unstructured. Yeah. So we can see from the healthcare data, government, educations, utilities, and media data is growth, yeah, in every single exponential growth. Yeah. So the second is the world is being reinvented in the code. Yeah. So what our consideration is now the world is being rewritten in software code. Yeah. So let's keep thinking about this word. Yeah. The world is being rewritten in software code. Yeah. So the world in the future world that we want to live in today and in the futures now is currently right by the code here. So in the future, we will use Gojek for everything. So that's why Gojek will be write the software code to do that one. Yeah. So in that time that we can see that our future will be in the applications. Yeah. Let's say now in the e-commerce algorithms and so on. This also happen now. Yeah. So it would be between the things that we need to consider also. Yeah. So in here's what I want to say is we need to reimagine the world. Yeah, if we want to make a better world, so I think we need to come out to to build a software code that make a better world. Yeah, in many way, of course. So in here, what I want to say is the science, especially in computer science, we challenge. We have a challenge here to deliver and to produce a code that make the world is better. Yeah. For example, how we minimize the risk when we have a natural disaster. How we try to eliminate the inequality in education and economics. Yeah. How we can again the unfairness in some politics or in political way or in the social and so and etc. How we can bring the security of data breach, for example. So that will be the way of the software code. As computer science people, as scientist, student, and etc., we have challenge. If we want to have that opportunity or to have that purpose, so our challenge now we need to bring the computer science not only just technical things, but in the philosophical things is make a better world here. So that will be the most important things that you need to consider. Yeah. So if you have if you not hear my voice, please write in the chat, so I will solve the problem. Hopefully you can still hear my voice. Yeah. Okay. Because my indicator in the speaker is not on, I think. So hopefully it's okay. So that will be the consideration when we see that we need to have that one. And the next is, of course, about the cognitive era. Yeah. So we need to also to have the consideration about it. Yeah. So this is the consideration. The cognitive system can understand the world through sensing and interactions. Yeah. Reason using hypotheses and arguments, and learn from the expert through data. Yeah. So that will be the imagination, how the cognitive system work. Yeah. So the cognitive system is about the interaction of the sensing and interaction. So the sensing and I'm sorry, sensing and interaction is 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 the human basic activities actually. Yeah. Every day as human we are doing the sensing. We feel the temperature. We feel the heart. We feel the happiness. We feel something that related with us and etc. And then we do some interaction after we have that sensing. So in this case, we can see that we need two-way interaction between the system. Yeah. So it would be the challenge for you. Yeah. So that's the most important thing. Why we need to this one? So using the sensing and interaction, actually, it will help the system to build the reason why using the hypothesis and the argument to do something. Yeah. So that will be the next one. Yeah. And then and also when we learn and the system we can be learned. Yeah. From the scientists, from the expert to the data, which is the technology that we call the artificial intelligence, deep learning, and also the next one. Yeah, so that will be will be the next one. Yeah. So that will be the cognitive system description of what we think. Yeah. So when we see this one, actually the cognition is a cognitive system now is very needed in every sectors. Yeah. So for example, like in the healthcare, in the citizenship era, and also in the e-commerce and so on, it will be it also same things. Yeah. So that will be the consideration. So I hopefully until this explanation, you can understand about you can imagine what type of cognition system now that already exists in our neighbor now. Yeah, you can identify which is the system that using the cognition and also the other things. Yeah. So the next one of the cognition or the cognitive era is actually when your daily activity, your business things, you can add on things. Yeah, you can have some capabilities to think, not in the formal way. Yeah, but also you can generate some idea that came out with a new idea. And it will be very important because the advantage of cognitive era will be more deeper with the human engagement. So we can see that the technology will be more engaged with the human things, with the humans participation, interaction in very deep way. Yeah, why? Because it will be make a deep profile about the cognition itself. Yeah, and then it also will be elevated the expertise. Yeah, so expertise. Yeah, so your powers, your analysis will be pushed to the next levels. Yeah, and then also the cognitive will be one of the clue or one of the major component on your product and services. Not only just delivering just product and services, but they also the product and services that have the cognitive items or features. Yeah. And also it will be involving in the process and operation, especially in business process. Yeah. So what I think is the lecture session like this one in the future, it should be involving the cognition activities. Yeah. So we can say together, we can interact and also other things. Yeah. So that will be one of the interesting one. Yeah. So, and then the next is we can have the capability to do the intelligent exploration and discovery. So this is very important here because in the next level, I think all of us will be face some of the uncertainty situation. Yeah. So for example, during pandemic, during some of the disaster event, and maybe some of the other issue, it will be like same thing. So it will be like we need to have exploration and discovery capabilities to come up with the new way of the solution of thinking. Yeah. So that will be the nice one. And so let's see why is deeper human engagement. Yeah. So in the deeper human engagement, actually, what our consideration is cognitive experience deliver more fully human interaction. Yeah. So it is like, you know, we will see some object is like human that live, that growing, and then will be have add of features and have a lot of added capabilities. Yeah, especially when we deal with the like for example, when human mobilize from one location to another location, so our location will be changed every position. And then when you see the cognition of the human, we see the tone, sentiment, emotional, environment condition, and also the relationship. It will be one of the some of the subset of the cognition. So that will be the nice one. So in here, when your challenge and my challenge is how we can sense, and also how we can interact, respond with this tones, sentiment, emotionals, and then environment condition and personal relationship. So that's why like the major like in the human computer interaction, like user experience design, and also it's also will be have some of a push, some push element that can need to consider about it, yeah. And when we see the elevated expertise, actually cognitive learning makes expertise accessible on new scale by making it easy for any professional to keep pace with knowledge from the entire field and learn from the best in the world, yeah. It means we have the opportunity to open knowledge, yeah. So people, a lot of people can learn from the expertise, and then can learn from the best expertise from the world, yeah. So that's why we can replicate the model for detecting cancer, from the, for example, in China to implement in Indonesia, for example, something like that one, yeah. And when we see the cognitive product and services, the consideration is the cognitive product and service can sense, reason, and learn, so they can adapt and develop new capabilities not previously imaginable. Yeah. So in here you can see that all the product and services will be have the AI, artificial intelligence features that can increase the capabilities of the product and services itself. Yeah. So that's the reason actually. Yeah. So when we see the philosophy reason about it is actually why we need now is everything is used need to be have capabilities on active artificial intelligence is because the cognitive product and service can need to be can sense and reason and learn, yeah, and also adapt about it, yeah. So it also happen in the cognitive process and operation. Yeah, this is like bring more certainty to business and also from the daily activity by extracting real-time information from workflows, context, and environment, yeah, to enhance forecasting and decision making. So that is the why how the cognitive system will address the uncertainty condition into the certainty condition by the data and also by the context especially. So it will be challenging, yeah. It's also not easy, but will be very challenging for us, yeah. And in the intelligent exploration discovery, we also have some consideration in here, yeah, because the cognitive discovery changed the odds for high stakes research by enabling companies to mine insight from vast amount of data and uncover pattern and opportunity that will be virtually impossible to find through traditional method. So in here, in the cognitive system, we push to using the new method, new technology to find out the insight, not only just the report here, but the insight about what happened based on the data that we have. Yeah. So I think we already have this one in the big data courses or subject. We also have in the data science and other things. Yeah. So that will be in the cognitive discovery chains. Yeah. For to do that one. So you can see that the capability of the cognitive system. So yeah, of course, as computer science students, so you need to realize and capitalize on all the foundational work they have done, yeah, to deploy on the cloud, analytics, mobile, social, and also security to go and to go through to the cognitive systems, yeah. So I believe, yeah, we especially in our programs, yeah, especially in the new curriculum, I think you will see more comprehensive structure that a lot of major and major that discuss about and support the cognitive things, yeah. So that will be the things that we need to have, yeah. So in here that we need to see that the strategic way to go to the cognitive era is about the cognitive strategy. Yeah. So this will be like we need to determine what data that we need, which expert will train the system, and how we build human engagement on it, yeah, and which product and service process operation should be infused with the cognition, which is will be implement the artificial intelligence things, yeah, and also how we deal with the unstructured data that will be more than 80% that we need to deal with our business or activity in the futures, yeah. So in years that now in the cognitive, when we go to the cognitive era, so the important part is about the foundation of data and analytics, yeah. So this is will be like how we collect and create the right data. Yeah, of course, data that you own, yeah, data from others and data that are available to all or open data. Well, and also both structure and unstructured data, we need to deal with it. And then how we deliver the technology that we can, do some sense, learn, adapt, and creating competitive advantages with data and analytics. Yeah, so that would be the most important thing. So that's why the data science as majors as course is will be the nice one that you need to consider to as one of your majors, your major competencies in the futures. And also the cloud services optimized for industry, data and cognitive API will be established. Yeah. And other things in the IT infrastructure, of course, we need to the infrastructure that can run as the cognitive workloads. Yeah. So that's why cloud and then the edge computing and also the another architecture will be one of the form of the how technology is supporting this era. And also the rest is about the security because it's very, very, very critical today. Yeah. And yeah, of course, the IPM have the IPM Watson. I think you already know about it. Yeah. So I think not will not explain about it. So that's the intro about what the cognitive era will be like yeah, in the futures. Yeah. So hopefully based on this based discussion, we once again we can see where code goes and where data flows and cognition will be followed. Yeah. So that will be and the clue that how we bring the cognition era into our environments. Yeah. And in the another side, actually based on this discussion, I think you can see that when we want to have some full cognitive system in our environment, so I think we can build and then we can design by of course write the code that make cognitions environments and then also let the data flows, and then of course the cognition will be growth, and then will be produced by itself based on the code that which is represent the way how we interact with the world and how the data will be make more better situation on it. Yeah. So that will be the conclusion of this discussion today. So if you have any question, please write down in the chat. I will try to discuss with you. I'm sorry, my speaker is not work, I think, so I cannot hear from you, but hopefully you can still hear my voice. Yeah. Okay. So before I close this session, I have some tasks for you for the next weeks. Yeah. This is very simple. I think you already catch up what is the cognition, what is the cognitive system that I explained. Yeah. So what I want to ask you is, please search and then catch the one of the example about the cognitive system, especially that deal with the daily life. Yeah. So I would like you to capture that system, that application, and then bring it into the presentation with your group. Yeah. And then bring to for next week, and then the next week will be the presentation day that you will discuss about it. This is the cognitive or not, and how the application work reinvented the world with the code inside the application, and then how the data flows that can come with the cognition or learning and reason and interaction into the system. So that will be our discussion later. Yeah. So if you have any question, please you can put one. I will show the the QR again, yeah, for you that you not scan your QR. Wait. Okay. I think that's it for me for my session. So we still have about 30 minutes for this session, but I will give you 30 minutes for you to explore exploring the example of the cognitive system. Yeah. So please search and find out about the system that already now in the internet on that implement in our networks, and then capture what is it actually in the system, and then explain to us next week, yeah, about the system that you can classify or identify as the cognitive system. Okay, that will be our discussion today. So I think there is no question.